Hello. So Linktree is a free service, does have paid levels, but you can totally use it for free. So it's a free service that you can use to create a single place that you can point your followers, your fans, whoever, um, to all of the links that you want them to have access to. And one of the big benefits of this is that it is something that people are looking for and it's really easy to work with. So it's a great way to put everything in one place so that you can easily help people go to the places or visit the things that you want them to see. So let's go ahead and get started talking about Linktree. Hello and welcome. So, right out of the bat, I just want to cover the fact that maybe not everybody's aware of this, but about 50%, depending on who's doing the study, of the people who are looking at your profile are not going to stick around if they can't find the information that they're looking for in just a few seconds. And that is one of the reasons why it's so important to have a strong link tree or similar type page. So in this video, we're going to talk about what Linktree is, show you, what it'll do for you, how to work with it, so that you can create something that makes it easy for your audience to stay engaged and keep them coming back for more. So whether you're a business, an organization, an individual, Linktree is something you should think about including in your repertoire. Like I said, it's free, so that makes life real easy. And it's something that at this point everybody is expecting you to have. And so if it's not there, you probably are going to lose some people. Part of why I've been away. All right, so let's talk about using Linktree effectively so that you can start to see those results. For those of you who are maybe not aware of this, that's totally fine. Like we always like the level set here. So what is Linktree, right? So Linktree is a service. And what it does is it creates a single web page that you can include in all of your social profiles. If you're streaming, you can include it in your descriptions, in your videos, all that kind of stuff. But we're also talking about things like Twitter or whatever you're calling it this week, Instagram, TikTok, all of those places. It gives you a way for you to say to somebody, hey, don't worry about getting the links as I'm showing them to you or talking about them. They're all in my profile. So it makes it super easy, and it makes it easy to target people to one place, which is a really important thing rather than saying, well, go here for this, go here for that. Just say, go look at my link tree and all the stuff is there. And one of the best things about it is it's really easy for you to keep that up to date and to keep it fresh. And that makes it easy for your audience and also easy for you. So we're big fans of that kind of thing around here. First of all, for those of you who are new around here, welcome. My name is Kathleen. I'm here as your tech coach. The short version of the story is technology is my day gig. It's also my hobby. So everybody in my local world here tends to come to me when they have a question, when they have a problem, when they're looking for advice. And I realize that not everybody has somebody like that. So hello, that's why we're here every week, except for the past few weeks because I've been unwell. But we're back now and things should be rolling forward. So happy to have you here and hope we will see more of you soon. Okay, let's get back to the topic because we have a lot to cover. All right, so let's talk real quick about what some of the benefits are of using a Linktree type service. There we go. The doggo, I wasn't sure what he was about to do. So if you're a business, you absolutely should have a Linktree. Like that's not even up for discussion. Just go ahead and go do it. Because it will help you promote your products, your services. It'll help you drive traffic to your website, your storefront, whatever it is that you're using, which of course is going to end up with increased sales, which is a good thing. If you are an organization or you work for an organization, you can use it to promote your mission, your events, provide people with easy access to your resources. So again, super easy and really handy. If you are a group, whether you own the group or you help manage a group, it's a really good way to communicate to your members, share information, promote, again, upcoming events, that type of thing. And if you are an individual, it is definitely something to consider because you can build your personal brand, which is maybe an outdated concept or phrase, but the reality is we all have things to share. So you can share your work, you can share, resources that you find helpful, things that you would probably be sending in an email to people. You can put it all in one spot and just say, oh, hey, here's, check my Linktree. I've got all that information for you right there. So it is definitely worth looking at. If you are a crafter, artist or whatever, you can include links to your profile, that type of thing. So definitely something that everybody should consider. And also keep an eye on, now that we're talking about it, keep an eye on how often you go and look at somebody's Linktree, right? So you see something on Instagram and you're curious and you want to learn more, you go click on it, right? If you're on TikTok and you see something cool going on and you want to go check that out, you're going to go and check that out. So it's the kind of thing that you're probably already using as a consumer. And the whole point of this conversation here is that it's time to think about doing this as something that you're doing for yourself, your business, your organization, that type of thing. Okay, so that's not going to work. Sorry. That's okay. We don't need everything to work tonight. Alrighty. So what types of updates should you be making? Well, let's skip ahead a little bit. Let's take a quick look at Linktree so that anybody who maybe is not aware of it or not consciously aware of it has an idea, is on the same page as we are. So let me switch over here and let me take that down. So this is the Linktree site. And as I said, it's free. You can sign up for free. And the idea is that you're going to use this on your different bios, wherever you are, wherever you've got a bio, you can go ahead and use this. And not only that, but you'll also get a QR code. So you can use it for advertisements or on your business card or on your website, or even just keep a copy of the QR code on your phone so that you can share it with other people. The whole point of a Linktree is to make it easy for people to get to the content, whether it's yours or somebody else's, that you want to share. You will also get a certain level of analytics, not so much on the free, but definitely for the paid if you want to go there. It's very popular. It's very common. And then if people are always, okay, so what's the deal? So free. Okay, so I've been using a free account for years. They don't bother you about it. They're not constantly at you to go ahead to a paid, level. So you could totally use this for free and have no problems. If you want some of the more high-end features of it, like scheduling and the advanced marketing tools and the deeper analytics, that type of thing, they do have different paid versions. Now, these are I'm guessing, yes, this is the yearly pricing. This is the monthly pricing. Do keep in mind when you're looking at these numbers that whether you're looking at the monthly or the annual view, it is still a monthly amount, right? So let's say that you were going to, sign up for the starter. Even though you're looking at, the discounted, I think it's $1 off if you do it's $1 off of the starter package. That's not $4 for the year. That's $4 a month that you pay once a year, just so you're clear on that. They've got a really nice comparison chart at the bottom here. So if you want to understand what you get for what, so like, I'm on the free and it is free forever. They have never, ever bothered me about it. But if you want things like email collection and phone numbers and that kind of stuff, then you are going to need to go pay, but I don't need any of that right now. So that's what that's all about. But you do get a whole lot of stuff for free, that makes this very functional and very useful. And it doesn't restrict like where you're using it and that type of thing. So just for that type of thing, let's see. So like you can't do the Amazon stuff, but you can sell digital products and all that for free. And of course, if you start paying, then it's all there. The other thing for the paid is like customization, but I'll show you that, you don't really need to go there unless your particular brand look is super, super important to you. You get actually, it looks like they've taken it away. So yeah, you've got, basic analytics when you're looking at the free version. If you're really core about analytics, you're probably going to want to go with one of the paid. You can't do integrations at the free. What else? And the support is a little bit different. So none of that is all that unusual. That's the typical type of a breakdown that you're going to see, but just so everybody's on there. So when you've got your Linktree, right, and you're setting it up, it's super easy. And I'm going to show you what it looks like in a minute with my account. But let's talk about what you want to make sure that you're updating on a regular basis. And because what happens is a lot of people, they get very excited about this and they go and they set it up and that's it. They forget about it. And the idea is that you want to make it a good, reliable resource for your audience. So make sure that you are checking in on it every once in a while and that you're adding new links, right? So new content, maybe you're going to put there. If you're doing videos, you can put those links in there. It depends on the type of information that you're sharing, how often you're going to need to do this, but do keep in mind you want to keep it fresh. You're going to want to keep an eye on it. You're also going to want to keep an eye on the links that you do have there. Make sure they're still working, right? Maybe, you changed your URL, or maybe, you're used to be pointing people to your Instagram and now you're more on TikTok. Well, make sure that that's reflected in your Linktree so that people are going to where it is that you are putting your efforts so that they're seeing all that stuff. Make sure you lose anything that is no longer relevant, right? So let's say that you're not using a certain social media site that's turned into a dumpster fire. Don't leave that link there. Make sure you take that down. If you've got stuff like maybe you were posting about an upcoming event, well, after that event is over, doesn't have to be the day of, but in a few weeks after that event is over, you're going to want to take that link down because you don't want to get somebody hyped about an event that happened in the past. Unless they're the doctor and have a TARDIS at their disposal, they're not going to be able to go and check it out. Maybe also try every so often going in and rearranging your links, right? Maybe you want to change the focus. So maybe you started by putting your website at the top, but you've gotten really into your Instagram post and you've really started to change it out. So maybe you're going to switch those two. Again, because you're implying a hierarchy in the way that you're presenting it. And you're going to want to, every once in a while, maybe freshen the look of it, which we'll get into a little bit. So that's just like super basics on that, but it is the kind of stuff that you want to just revisit. And this is the same kind of thing like with your website. A lot of people have their website built. I am so sorry. Fall allergies are the worst. Okay. So you're going to want to, just like with your website, you're going to want to go there every so often and make sure that you've updated the information, you've done something fresh and new on it. Carry that over to anything else. Like, if you've got a social media account, obviously you don't want to just post there 3 times and then walk away from it. If frankly, if it doesn't work for you, that's fine, but maybe then shut that account down. But if you're using something on a regular basis, do always go back and revisit it and add something new and freshen it up so that when people come back, they've got something new to see. Let's see. All right. So, and I did jump ahead a little bit. So depending on what it is you need from your Linktree, what your goals are, the level of service that you're going to need is going to be different, right? So here we can go back to this for a minute. Sorry, you know me, I'm always skipping ahead. I can't help myself. I get excited about this stuff. So this is why I was showing you this, because they do have different levels and, the pricing is not too bad. But you're going to want to take a good look at this. Now, they do offer free test drive of the Pro version, so that is a good place to start if you're not sure how much you're going to need all this stuff. But you're going to want to take a look at this and decide, do you want this? And if you open these up, they do explain a little bit more about it, so you can schedule different links. Do you want animation on it? That kind of stuff. For most people, the reason to upgrade is going to be the analytics, right? Because then you're getting some data back on how people are using it, what they're looking at, what they're ignoring, so that you can make decisions about how you want to adjust things. Because if they are ignoring something that is that you feel is very important, then you're going to want to make adjustments. So that is something where, this is where the higher tiers kick in. You get basic stuff from the starter, but you get more and more as you go up. And the time frame that the analytics cover change also. So there are some super basic stuff at free, like very, 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 very little. And it's only for 28 days. Once you get to starter, then you're getting 90 days. Well, that's when you're coming into looking at your analytics. 90 days is a pretty good window because that gives you a feel for trends. A year, of course, will let you know where the peaks and valleys are and will also help you figure out if the trends that you're seeing are tied to events. Now that could be, and again, it depends on what you're doing and who you are. But just as an example, like, is it something that is seasonal, right? So let's say that you are running a bike club, right? Well, people are generally not as into riding their bikes in the hard winter, especially if you're in a very snowy area. Not that people don't, but I'm just saying, like, the overall trends might be that you see it dip in the winter and pick up in the spring and fall, and summer. So that would help you figure out those kinds of things. Or do you see dips around the holidays because people are off doing other things? So that's what the nice part about the year's view is. Like, I find that 90 days gives you a good feel on, okay, I've made these changes, I've been doing this kinds of stuff, but only for that quarter. Whereas the whole year will give you a little bit more to compare against. And then, of course, all time will tell you everything. So that's how you're going to want to go about making the decision about what it is, what level of service you might need. Again, you can totally just use the free. That's all I've been doing because I get my analytics from other places. A lot of the links that I'm using are going to places that give me analytics, right? So, for example, very often I'm pointing people to my content on whatever platform you're here looking at it. All of those platforms give me analytics. So I don't really need the analytics from my Linktree because I can see, like, for example, on YouTube, which show is doing better, which show has a longer lifespan. Like, I've got content that I did years ago that still gets a lot of traffic because it's what they call timeless, right? Whereas other stuff that I've done tends to be a little bit more point in time. So for example, something has changed in Gmail or something like that. Well, people are really interested in that in the period where that changed. So that is not information that I need from Linktree, is my point. I can get it from other places. So don't feel like you can't do this for free because you totally can. And like I said, you do get the free trial. It's a 7-day free trial for the pro. So it's really just a quick taste. But if you kind of want to see how the data comes back, it's a good thing. Just make sure that if you're going to go and try the free trial, that you use it really hard for those 7 days. You're not going to get a ton of data, obviously, but you will get a feel for what it is you care about and what you don't care about. And it may be that, just like me, you don't need their analytics because you can get that information someplace else. The other place that I get it is from my website. So I can look at my website and see who's been visiting, what pages did they go to, how long did they stick around, where did they come from. Speaking of, like, they came from the Linktree or they came from my YouTube videos or whatever. So it's not something that you necessarily absolutely have to have a paid account for, and because you can still get massive value out of this without it. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this really looks like when you're using it. And again, if you open up Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, and you click on one of your favorite content providers stuff, they probably have a Linktree in their bio, and you can go and take a look to see how they're doing it. Let me just make sure that I've got this up. I just want to make sure that if I switch this, because I opened and closed something. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I have to sign back in because I was messing around before I got started. Okay, so is that working? Yes, okay. So let's take a look. I'm going to show you mine now. I'm going to show you all the pieces of it, but mine is free. It's very basic. It's very simple, but I can tell you that I do get traffic from this on a regular basis. So let me get this out of the way. Oh, and before I forget, if you want to know what's coming down the pike, what other content I'm doing, I have other things happening next year that I can't talk about right now. yourtechcoach.com/mailing list. You want to get on the mailing list because that's the best way for me to communicate to you what is going on and keep you in the know. And I let everybody on the mailing list know things before anybody else. And you don't have to worry because I don't sell my list to anybody. So it's just a way for you and I to stay in contact. So if you want to do that, yourtechcoach.com/mailing list. It's free. Okay, so let me switch. Okay, so this is mine. So I've got my logo here up at the top. Let me help highlight things here. Okay, so I've got my logo, right? I've got my name, all that kind of good stuff, my little giveaway. I've got all of my socials on here. This is going to go away because I just can't. But my other stuff is here. And right now I have got myself set up where all of the small business Saturday content I've done is right here because when I'm recording this, it's the beginning of November and Small Business Saturday is coming up. And I want everybody to remember that, here's a little plug for that content, you don't have to be a business to tap into Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday also. And that's the core of all of that content that I've got out there is about what is Small Business Saturday? How would I use it as a business? How would I use it if I'm not a business? Because that's an opportunity that a lot of people miss. And I hate to see us missing opportunities. So that's why all of this stuff is up here right now. Let me go to a different color so this shows up right now. So if you look, like all of this stuff here, okay, is Small Business Saturday. And it's moved to the top because timely, in a sense of timeliness, that's what I want people to have quick access to. Now, in a couple of weeks, I will take that down because it won't be as important. When I say take it down, what I mean is I won't have all of these links here. I will keep some of them, and the others I will move down so that they're still available for people who want to plan ahead, but they're not necessarily right there at the top. And what then goes to the top is things like, hey, I mean, my whole business is answering questions for people and helping them. So I'll move that up, getting the latest links, the links to the show, all this kind of stuff. And this one for my website, I move that around. Sometimes that's at the top, sometimes it's down a little bit more. Again, just trying to keep it fresh. So this is all this. Obviously, this one is going to go away. So as you can see, it's very simple. It's just links, and people can click on any one of them, and they can go ahead and check it out. So let's go ahead and take a look. So this is the admin piece of the tool. Let me see if I go full screen, that'll probably be a little easier. So I could change my logo if I wanted to. I've got my title, right? So that's my branding. My bio, I'm always changing this. I've got like 6 different versions of these. I should probably narrow it down someday, but not today. And you can add your social icons by clicking here. Now, right now I have all these on, but here, I'll do this right now. So like if I say I don't want this anymore, I can turn this off, and you can see over here, and I'll do that again in case you missed it. But if you keep an eye over here, this is giving you a little preview of how the changes you're making are impacting what people will see. So I'll put it back on here for a second. Okay, and it puts that little logo back. And then if I turn this off, I don't know why it's giving me an error because it's clearly working, but whatever. And then it puts it there. So it's super easy. And if you need to change it, like let's say you change your Instagram name, you just come in here and you put that on. You can put all the titles in here, all the locations, the URLs, your username, whatever it is that is applicable to that social media site. You can also control where you put it, right? So right now I have it at the top, but I could move it to the bottom. Slide down here, you'll see that it's down here. But I've been finding for me that it works better to have it at the top because it has not, my concern was that having it at the top would keep people from using the links, but that hasn't been the case. I'm finding people are using the links and also using this to go ahead and visit. If I click on the analytics, let's just take a look. I have a feeling I won't see much yet. It's going to just promote. But it does give me some basic, right? So how many views, how many clicks, no revenue because I'm not doing any of that on there, but it does give you a feel for some basic stuff, and it gives you a taste of what other analytics you would get. The support banner, I don't have at the moment, but this is a chance for you if you want to encourage people to do something. They, at different points, put different banners out, and so that shows up as an overlay here, and it's up to you. You can have that on or off. Mail list integration, commerce, all this kind of stuff. You see these things have the link, the lock on them. That is because those require a paid account. But you can see all the type of things that you can get here, regardless of whether or not you're on the free account or the paid. If you're worried, and you want to warn people about sensitive content, you can turn that on. This, SEO is going to be free, and they let you know. You can sign up and pay. So there's lots of different stuff in here. Back. Okay, we'll go down. This is just their little ad. I can make that okay. So this is the other thing. You can use a predefined theme. Now, there's only a couple that are available for free, but they're here if you want, or you can go in and create your own. Or you can just scroll down here, and there's a few more free ones. But all I did was I just picked a color that was close to my brand color, and I went with it. You can also come in and you can create your own, right? So you can pick a background, right? And it shows you right away what it's going to look like. Like things that are vibrating like that, but you can do that. How the buttons look, is it using hard shadows? Like you can go through and you can pick all this stuff, and you'll see the little example over here. You can change the colors. So if you have a favorite color or you have brand colors you want to use, you can do all that. You can also adjust the fonts. And if you're paying, you can turn off their logo. I'm going to go back because I just like this one. It's like they know I'm doing a demo. It's a little slow. All right, I can come back and fix that later. Oops. So you've got all of that. Now, when it comes to the links, super easy. You literally just click on the button they give you, put in the URL of what you want to add, and you click add. And then it shows up like this. So again, over here you can see it. If I decided for whatever reason I wanted to hide that, I just hit this little button and it will remove that from the list, and then I can bring it back. So that is one of the things that I wanted to really drive home, is that you don't necessarily have to delete something and then have to remember to add it. You can just hide it. So if you do things that are maybe seasonal or limited time offer kind of things, you can keep the link for your own purposes in your profile and then just turn it on and off as you need it, which I find to be a huge time saver. And we're all about saving time. You can share the link now, but you can also rearrange. So you literally just come over here where you see these little dots on the side, and you can change the order of things. Leave this because I wanted it this way. So you've got that. And if you do decide that you don't want something, you just click on the little trash can here, and that will totally take it away. So here's an example where I was a Canva affiliate for a while. I'm not anymore, so I turned that off. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to go through the process of renewing that. So I left it just in case. But when I'm ready to turn off all of the small business stuff, then automatically the questions one will go up. And again, I can, if I decide I want the website to come before the questions, then that is always an option for me. So it is literally and figuratively and all those things super simple. And the really nice thing is that you can update this anywhere. Like you have a thought, you're standing in line at the supermarket and you're like, I really would like to do this to my Linktree. You could just jump into it because it is a web-based service. So you don't have to be at your computer. You can just go ahead and do this from anywhere, and you can update it, and you can hide things, show things, share things, all that kind of good stuff from one place. It's super, super easy. Let me just look here. So yeah, I'll show you this, even though there's not much to see in mine because I'm not paying. But you've got the analytics. This is showing me that it's only for a few days. And then you've got all of your settings as well. So this is all in one place. So this is all that stuff we were looking at. But you can go through and quickly access it over here on the left side if you want, or you can just go ahead and scroll through and get it. It's that easy. It's that simple. You can then reference people. So like, for example, mine is Linktree, your tech coach, which is in the description, by the way, if you want to go check it out. But here I can show you. So it probably is not going to show it. Let me see if I bring this down here. Okay, so if you look here, this is a really super easy way for you to say, rather than having to remember all the different places, go to YouTube, search for this, whatever. You just tell them, Linktree, so it's linktr.ee/, and you give it a unique name so that it's easy for you and your audience to remember it, right? Usually it's going to be the name of your business, your organization, whatever. This is so much easier than having to give them like all the different places to go to, because you can put all the different places here and then they've got it and it's ready to go. And like I said, you can also build a QR code for this, which is just an easier way to share things for people who are comfortable with QR codes, which, by the way, I'm a huge fan of and I've done a show on. So if you're curious about that, you can go ahead and do that. So that's it in a nutshell. It is free. There are paid services if you need that extra level, but for the most part, you can just go ahead and do this. There's somebody out there, I can hear you now, saying, I don't need to do that. I can do that on my webpage. Yes, you can. You absolutely. So if you don't want to use a service, you could go to your website and build out a page of links, and name it, your domain /links and use that. This is just another way, if you do need the analytics, if you do want to integrate it with other things, doing it on your website doesn't necessarily give you all those features. It kind of depends on who your host is. But that is another valid way to do this. If you like this idea and for whatever reason you don't like Linktree, there are other options. But I just wanted to show you this because this is the one most people know. This is the one most people are using. You're going to, now that you're aware of it, you will start to see it in a lot of different places. So I just wanted to get that out there. For you folks, and I love you, all of you folks out there who have stuck through to the end, I've been doing this extra little tip thing here. So first of all, thank you for sticking with it all the way through. Do appreciate that always. I'm going to just give you another little extra tip here, and that is along those lines. Yes, you can do a page on your website. I have a page on my website with links. And my website is pretty easy because I use Squarespace and it really is easy to go in. But I find it faster to go into Linktree and update stuff. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. There are other options out there, right? If for whatever reason you don't like Linktree. So I'm going to just tell you about 2 that I know from my clients and people I know that they also use or they use instead of it and that they love. So one is called Beacons and the other is linkin.bio. Now that's not LinkedIn. It's not the LinkedIn site. It's LinkedIn. So it's LINKIN.bio. So if you are curious and you want to do a comparison, there are other ones out there, but Linktree, Beacons, and Link-in-Bio are the ones that most people are using right now. So the reason for that is usually because it works and they've been around long enough that people are like, okay, I don't feel like I'm going to put my information in there and start sharing it and then have it disappear. Not that that can't happen, but the odds are lower because these are the popular ones. So you can go ahead and check those out as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I would love to hear from you if you are using this service or another service like it, or doing this on your webpage. And, feel free in the comments if you have any questions, if you want more information on it. I'm happy to do just a whole thing on like building it out from scratch if that would help you. But it is pretty straightforward. You go in, you set up your account, and you just start putting links in. I hope that everybody is starting off their fall better than I did, and that we will see you again soon. I am here every Friday at it was 8 o'clock. I'm going to try going live a little bit earlier, so we're going to try 7:45. Just to be different. We'll see how that goes. If you have any questions, if you have comments, if you have something you want more information on, feel free to reach out, yourtechcoach.com. Also, if you need help, if you want a consult, you can schedule that there as well. Also, you can jump into the comments if you need additional information. I do go through all the comments, but it does take me a little while. So if you're looking for a fast answer, this is probably your better bet. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I can't wait to see everybody's link trees, and we will talk again soon. Bye.